Sad news out of Georgia this morning, where a top prospect in this year's NFL draft faces criminal charges. We're talking about Georgia Bulldogs star defensive lineman Jalen Carter, who turned himself in overnight after being charged with reckless driving and racing, all tied to a January 15th car crash that killed his teammate Devin Willock and recruiting staff member Chandler LaCroix. Manuel Bojorquez is in Athens, Georgia. This is where Carter was booked and then released. Manny, it's a sad story on multiple levels. Good morning.
Good morning. That crash happened hours after Georgia's national championship parade here in Athens. Initially reported as a single vehicle accident, police now say Carter was racing against one of the victims. According to an arrest warrant, Jalen Carter and Chandler LaCroix were driving in a manner consistent with racing at about 2:30 a.m. Evidence showed both vehicles switched between lanes, drove in the opposite lanes of travel, and drove speeds over 100 miles per hour. LaCroix struck two power poles and several trees with Willock riding as a passenger. Both died from their injuries. Carter allegedly told investigators he wasn't there at the time of the crash, and in a statement yesterday he wrote, "There is no question in my mind that when all of the facts are known, that I will be fully exonerated of any criminal wrongdoing."
He's someone who's projected to be one of the top picks in the NFL draft, and we'll see if he still will be.
Seth Emerson is a senior writer at The Athletic covering Georgia football. He says Carter is one of the best defensive players Georgia's had in recent years.
It's going to be a matter, I think, of a lot of NFL teams deciding how much risk tolerance they can have to this situation. It's going to cause them to do a lot more due diligence on Jalen Carter and look into his background and see if there's anything there.
The January accident has shaken the Athens campus. Yesterday, linebacker Nolan Smith, NFL-bound himself, spoke for the first time about his fallen teammate Devin Willock just before the news broke about Carter.
I get sensitive talking about it just because I love him. And he never did anything wrong in his 3 years. He was supposed to graduate. Most people don't know his brother passed like that. No one should deserve to die like that.
And Georgia coach Kirby Smart said the school is cooperating with the investigation. He called the charges, quote, deeply concerning. If convicted of the two misdemeanor charges, Carter could face up to 2 years in prison. Blab?
Manny, thank you very much. As you said, Tony, it's a terrible situation all around. Heart goes out to the families of those who died.
Yes.
And this young man's life is potentially ruined.
It's people on the brink of their dream. Whether your dream is graduating college or playing in the NFL, you're on the edge of it. And to have this happen is just tragic, tragic, tragic.
No, and they're all celebrating. And, you know, when you're young, you can do stupid knucklehead things like that. You just hope that when it happens, it's not something that's irreparable. This is irreparable because two people have lost their lives.
Exactly.